President Trump, he's leaving New York. He's becoming a permanent resident of the great state of Florida. Can you believe that? Yes, I can. Lara Trump, Trump 2020 senior advisor and the president's daughter-in-law, is with us right now. She often appears with us on Friday.
I am. Thank you. Good to be back.
So are you moving to Florida as well?
I am not. I'm stuck here for the cold winters in New York, for the high taxes in New York. I am a permanent New York State resident, sadly. But the president will be moving down to Florida officially.
Oh, yeah, we know that. You do realize that it was your father-in-law's tax cuts that just about killed me and a lot of other New Yorkers and New Jerseyite.
So many people in the middle class and all across America, Stuart. So you're willing to take that one, right?
Cricket. I'm in the very difficult position of having supported the tax package from the president, and I lost every deduction.
But you're pointing out the fact that all of these talking points from the Democrats are garbage because they always say, well, all the people at the top are making the big money. It's not true, because we know that Stuart is very well paid.
Well, let's not go there.
Oh, you went round the back door to get at me right there. Lara Trump, what are you doing on this programme? Now, I want you to respond to the impeachment drive.
Oh, my gosh.
What was your response? You could see it coming. You knew this was coming.
Well,
what's your response?
Listen, Nancy Pelosi back in March said that she wasn't going to move forward with the impeachment inquiry if it wasn't a bipartisan supported thing, right? Now we see that there was bipartisan support against impeachment. No Republican at all voted for impeachment, and 2 Democrats voted against impeachment, and yet here we are. She still went forward with it. But, you know, the bottom line here is the Democrats have never gotten over the 2016 election. They thought Donald Trump was never going to get elected. They had in their back pocket, well, if he does, our insurance policy is Russia collusion. He colluded with the Russians to win. We saw finally, after $30 million of taxpayer money in 2 years, that was not true after the Mueller report came out. This is their last-ditch effort, Stuart, because they know they can't beat Donald Trump at the ballot box in 2020. He's not one of them. He threatens their way of life because all these slick politicians have been getting money from all different people, and he's not playing their game. Instead of looking out for their pockets, he's looking out for hardworking Americans, and they don't like that, and they want desperately to get him out of office.
I get the feeling that the president, your father-in-law, has been goaded into a very strong and aggressive response to all of this. I conclude that your father-in-law is mad as hell. Is he?
Well, I'm sure he's not pleased with the situation. However, there's something that they tend to forget about Donald Trump. He's a New Yorker from birth. He's from Queens. He's a fighter. It's in his blood. The more they do this kind of stuff to him, the harder he fights back, and it's to the benefit of the American people. So it actually all works out.
Do you think he really wants to go to Florida?
Well,
he
actually spends all of his time in Florida. If you think about it, he's at the White House. He's in Washington, D.C. Most of the time he spends, and I can only think of maybe one instance in the past year, which is for the United Nations General Assembly, that he's in New York for even one night. He spends all of his time down in Florida. We always see him down there in the winter. We spend all of our holidays as family down there. So it's really his new home.
Lara, does it hurt? I know this is a kind of a personal question, but look, you live in New York. You've got to put up with the people who truly hate your father-in-law and hate your family, quite frankly. Does it hurt?
Well, it doesn't feel great, but I think more and more people, you'd be surprised to hear, are supporting this president, even in New York City. It certainly isn't nice to hear that our mayor is so negative about him, that our governor is so negative about him. But I think people aren't talking about it, but they come talk to me occasionally on the street, at classes, at workout classes. I hear really positive things from people, Stuart. You'd be shocked to hear it.
So you do get a positive reaction?
I do, yeah.
You can walk down the street and people are gracious to you at the very least.
They'll whisper to me at a crosswalk. Like,
is that right?
Yeah.
That's true?
Yeah, it's true. Absolutely.
They won't come out in public and say, Lara, you're great, your father-in-law's
They're not going to shout at me from across the street generally, but they'll give us a thumbs up if I'm getting coffee or something. Yeah, you would be shocked to hear it. Yeah.
Do you get a lot of recognition?
I mean, I don't really know. I guess more than I expect.
But you don't walk down the street very often, do you?
I do. I walk everywhere in New York. Yeah.
Do you get a lot of recognition?
Maybe I do.
Yeah?
Probably more than I think I do.
Well, look, thanks very much for coming on the show again.
Thank you.
Don't be a stranger to it.
Oh, you know I won't be.
And even if you do move to Florida, we've got studios down there. We can get you.
I'll be here nonetheless.